The first night it happened, I dismissed it as just a bad bout of insomnia. It was 3:17 a.m. exactly. I remember the silence more than anything. Every light in my apartment was off. Every sound from the street outside was completely muted. It was like the entire world had held its breath. Even the air felt thick, paused. The only thing breaking the darkness was the digital clock on my nightstand, its numbers glowing a menacing red. 3:17. I blinked, hoping to clear my vision, hoping the numbers would change. They flickered, but stubbornly remained the same. 3:17. A minute later, which felt like an eternity, the world started again. The distant hum of traffic returned. The air felt normal. I shrugged it off and went back to sleep. The next morning I checked my phone. The screen displayed Tuesday, March 12th. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. I went about my day. The same commute, the same mediocre coffee, the same mind-numbing meetings. It was just another Tuesday. But the next morning when my alarm blared, I glanced at my phone. Tuesday, March 12th. A weird glitch, I thought. I restarted it. Still, Tuesday, March 12th. And the day after that, and the one after that, March 12th. Every single morning. The same day, over and over. At first, I chalked it up to extreme stress. Maybe I was having some sort of psychological break. I needed proof, something to ground me in reality. So I decided to start recording myself while I slept. I set up my laptop camera, aimed it at my bed, and hit record. The next morning, which was, of course, still March 12th, I anxiously went through the footage. The video showed me tossing and turning until, on the dot, at 3:17 a.m., I shot upright in bed. I sat there, completely still, staring directly at the clock on my nightstand. I stayed like that for exactly 3 minutes before lying back down as if nothing happened. But as I watched the playback, a cold dread crept up my spine. In the video, my eyes were wide open the entire time. I didn't blink, not once. It wasn't me. It was like watching a doll, a mannequin, propped up in my own bed. Shaken, I decided to run the experiment again. The next night, I set up the camera, triple-checking the angle and the battery. I had to know what was happening. When I reviewed the second recording, my blood ran cold. The same scene played out. At 3:17 a.m., I sat up, eyes wide and unblinking. But this time it wasn't just me. There were two of me. One version was sitting up, staring at the clock just like before. But the other me was still lying down, asleep, completely peaceful. Two identical bodies in the same bed. I watched, horrified, as the sitting version stared intently at the clock. Then, at exactly 3:20 a.m., the camera footage just stopped. It cut to black. The file was corrupted. I couldn't bear the thought of seeing that again. That wasn't me. That other thing in the video was an imposter. That was it. I unplugged the camera and shoved it in a closet. I took the clock, ripped it from the wall, and threw it in the dumpster outside. I thought if I removed the observers, I could break the cycle. But that night, as I lay in bed, the silence descended again. At 3:17, everything froze. The ambient noise from the city just ceased to exist. No cars, no wind, no distant sirens. Just a suffocating, absolute stillness. And then, a new horror. A whisper. A voice, right next to my ear. It was calm, chillingly familiar, almost like my own. It whispered just two words. Try again. My eyes darted around the pitch-black room, searching for the source. My phone, which was on the other side of the room, suddenly lit up on its own. A single notification appeared on the lock screen, its white text glowing eerily. It read, 0317, restarting. Before I could even process what it meant, the power in my entire apartment went out. I was plunged into total darkness. A moment later, the lights flickered back on. I scrambled for my phone. The date was still March 12th. The time loop hadn't been broken. It was adapting. It was toying with me. My next strategy was defiance. I decided I wouldn't sleep. I'd stay awake past 3:17. I chugged coffee. I paced my apartment. I blasted music. As the hour approached, my heart hammered against my ribs. 3:15, 3:16. I was standing in the middle of my living room, wide awake. And then 3:17 hit. My body locked up. I was paralyzed. I couldn't move a muscle, couldn't open my mouth to scream. I was a prisoner inside my own body, fully conscious, but utterly powerless. My eyes were forced open, staring at the blank wall where the clock used to be. I could only watch, trapped in my own mind, as the invisible numbers froze in red, counting down the 3 minutes until my next reset. The loop wasn't just a glitch in time, it was a cage, and I was the rat. I don't know how long it's been now. Has it been weeks, months, or has it just been one single, endlessly repeating night? I've stopped trying to sleep. What's the point? But I still wake up, or more accurately, I restart. The clock I threw away. It's back on my nightstand. I don't know how. I didn't put it there. But it's different now. The red light doesn't just glow anymore. It breathes. It pulses. A slow, steady rhythm, like a grotesque heartbeat in the dark. The first time I saw it, I grabbed a hammer and smashed it into 100 plastic pieces. It didn't matter. The next morning, or the next cycle, it was back on the nightstand, whole again, pulsing, restarted, just like me. Now I don't need the clock to see the numbers. I see them behind my eyelids, and the whisper, it's not just a whisper anymore. It's a constant hum, a static that fills the silence, and through that static, I can hear a voice, clear as day. You're not in a time loop, it says. You're the glitch. It's not the world that's repeating, it's me. I'm the one who's broken. I'm the piece of code that keeps failing to execute properly. I don't know what happens after 3:17 a.m. I don't think I ever will, because I never get there. I just start again. Thank you so much for coming along on this little journey into the uncanny with me. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more content just like this. Let me know in the comments what you think is really happening at 3:17. I'd love to hear your theories. Until next time, stay curious and maybe keep an eye on your clocks.